What if everything you've ever known, your thoughts, your sensations, even the idea of time, was not the byproduct of a universe outside of you, but a projection from within? You were never taught this, not in school, not by science, not even by most spiritual traditions. But centuries ago, a man named Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz dared to whisper a forbidden idea, that the world does not shape your mind. Rather, your mind is the secret architect of your world. Leibniz was more than a philosopher, more than a mathematician. Hidden behind the veil of Enlightenment rationalism, he smuggled into Western thought one of the most mystical, profound, and reality-shattering ideas ever conceived. He called it the monad, and it changes everything, because if Leibniz was right, then you are not a small passive observer in a vast mechanical universe. You are a living, conscious center, an origin point, an unfolding mirror of reality itself. This is not metaphor, this is metaphysics, and what you're about to hear is not just a theory, it's a revelation. Imagine the entire universe, stars, galaxies, people, thoughts, compressed into a single point of perception, a soul atom. A metaphysical unit. Leibniz called it a monad. To understand a monad is to glimpse the hidden code behind all reality. According to Leibniz, the universe is not made of matter, but of these indivisible, immaterial centers of consciousness. Each monad contains no windows, nothing enters or leaves, but within each is a reflection of the entire cosmos. You, me, the stranger walking past you on the street. All monads, each with its own unique perspective, each unfolding a version of the universe from within. There is no outside world pushing upon you. There is only your internal monad, orchestrating reality in perfect synchronicity with the rest. And this isn't just old philosophy. This aligns with the core of mystical traditions from across time, the Upanishads, Sufi poetry, even the Gnostic Gospels. The secret teaching has always been the same. Look within. For within you is the universe. You are not in the world is in you. If every monad unfolds its own universe, how is it that we seem to live in a shared world? Leibniz offered a radical answer: pre-established harmony. Before time began, he claimed, each monad was programmed to evolve in perfect sync with every other. They do not affect one another directly, yet their stories match as if choreographed by an unseen hand. Your heart beats, a leaf falls, a star dies light years away. All events, seemingly random, unfold in divine synchronization. It sounds like fate, but it's not. This is not predestination, but a paradox. Every choice you make is freely yours, and yet it moves in harmony with the whole. Imagine a symphony, with each instrument playing from its own score. No one listens to the other, yet the music aligns. How? Because they were all composed by the same hand. Modern physics now dances with this idea. Quantum entanglement, the holographic principle. Reality, it seems, is not causally connected in the way we once believed. It may be orchestrated. You are not a cog in a cold machine. You are a note in a cosmic song, and the melody is perfect. Here lies the core revelation. Your consciousness is not a passive witness. It is the architect, the dreamer, the maker. In Leibniz's view, your mind doesn't just observe the world, it constructs it. And astonishingly, modern neuroscience is beginning to agree. What you see, hear, feel, these are not raw inputs from out there. They are predictions, simulations, stories generated within your brain. The eyes don't see. They collect data. It is the mind that renders the world. Just as a monad unfolds its universe from within, so too does your consciousness construct the theater of your life. Your beliefs shape your biology. Your expectations sculpt perception. Your inner world creates the outer one. This is the secret known to sages and scientists alike. Change your mind, not superficially, but at the level of being, and you change your universe. Your power does not lie in altering the world. It lies in awakening to the truth. You were always the one creating it. But if the universe is in perfect harmony, why is there suffering? Why injustice? Why pain? Leibniz faced this question head-on. He called this the best of all possible worlds, and for this he was ridiculed. But he did not mean that all is good. He meant that the whole, when fully seen, is the most beautiful, most balanced, most meaningful tapestry that could possibly exist, even if it contains dark threads. Pain, in this view, is not a flaw. It is a contrast, a dissonance that makes the harmony sweeter. Think of a symphony again. The minor chord, the silence before the swell. These are not errors, they are essential. To our limited minds, suffering seems meaningless. But to the totality, the infinite mind, it may be the very thing that births wisdom, compassion, and transcendence. This is not an excuse for evil. It is a challenge to perceive deeper, to seek the hidden unity behind duality. The world does not need to make sense. You must awaken the sense within you. So how do you awaken? How do you touch the monad within? The inner eye that sees all, not through control, not through force, but through stillness, through reflection, through letting go of the external and turning inward. The path is not new. It is carved into every mystical tradition. The Sufi spins, the yogi meditates, the monk contemplates, all seeking the same thing: to remember what they truly are. To unlock your mind's hidden powers is not to gain magic over others. It is to recover alignment with the divine harmony already playing through you. You are not broken. You are just distracted. Your monad has never been asleep. It only awaits your attention. Awareness is the alchemy. Silence is the key. And the moment you stop trying to control the dream, you begin to wake up. At the edge of this understanding, a final question awaits. If your mind creates the world, then who or what creates you? Leibniz spoke of a prime monad, the source, the divine mind from which all others emerge. In the language of mystics, God, the one, the infinite. And here lies the final twist. Your mind is not separate from that source. It is that source, localized, distilled into a singular point of experience. You are not just in the dream, you are the dreamer. But to remember, this is not an intellectual act, it is a revelation, a moment, a lightning strike of insight, and once it touches you, nothing looks the same again. You see the harmony beneath the chaos, the infinite behind the ordinary, the power within your own awareness. This is what Leibniz left us, not a theory, but a doorway, a hidden key waiting in the folds of forgotten philosophy. And now it is yours. What if the limits of your mind are not boundaries, but illusions? What if every thought you have is not a flicker in the dark, but a reflection of the cosmos itself? Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, the 17th century philosopher and visionary, believed that the human mind is far more than a product of neurons. He saw it as a mirror, not metaphorically but metaphysically, a mirror of the entire universe. You are not simply in the world is within you. This isn't poetic abstraction. In Leibniz's metaphysical system, every soul, every monad, reflects the whole cosmos from its own unique point of view. That means your consciousness is not separate from reality. It is reality, refracted through a singular lens. So the question isn't, what can your mind perceive? The question is, what truth does your mind already contain, waiting to be unveiled? You are not a passive observer, you are a microcosmic generator. A mirror, yes, but one that shines back with infinite light. Who was Leibniz? A mathematician? A logician? A philosopher? Yes, but beyond those labels he was a seeker, a metaphysical cartographer mapping the invisible terrain of existence. While Newton measured the stars, Leibniz saw them as symbols, expressions of divine logic. In his universe, nothing is random. Everything unfolds with symmetry and reason. Every event is coded, every life a reflection of deeper order. His theory of pre-established harmony proposed that the mind and body, though seemingly separate, are synchronized from the start. Imagine a divine clockmaker, setting all gears in motion, perfectly aligned. The mind doesn't control the body doesn't shape the mind. They move in sync, guided by a deeper intelligence. In this framework, free will doesn't vanish, it evolves. It becomes participation in a cosmic dance, whose choreography we only begin to glimpse. Leibniz's optimism, that we live in the best of all possible worlds, is often misunderstood. He wasn't blind to suffering. He believed that from the perspective of the divine, every event contributes to a greater perfection. So what architecture does your mind belong to? And what secrets lie encoded in its design? The core of Leibniz's metaphysics is the monad, an indivisible, soul-like entity, not physical, not spatial, but real and conscious. Each monad is unique, and yet each reflects the universe in its entirety. Picture a hologram. Break it into pieces, and each fragment still contains the whole image. This is your mind. This is your consciousness. A cosmic hologram. These monads do not interact. They do not collide. And yet they move in perfect harmony, synchronized from the origin of time. You and I, separate yet interwoven, isolated yet unified, alone yet reflecting all that is. This mystical framework finds echoes across cultures and centuries. In Hindu philosophy, the Atman mirrors the Brahman. In Buddhism, Indra's net stretches across the cosmos, each jewel reflecting all others. Leibniz's monads whisper the same truth. Reality is a web of mirrors. This hidden geometry of awareness doesn't just describe what we are. It hints at what we can become. If each mind is a microcosm, then awakening that mind is a cosmic event. You are not looking at reality. You are participating in its unfolding. Here lies the revelation. Leibniz dreamed of a universal language, a calculus of meaning, where every truth could be expressed in symbols. He called it the characteristica universalis. He imagined a metaphysical engine that could resolve disputes and reveal truth through pure logic. This wasn't fantasy. It was prophecy. Centuries later, computers speak in binary, simulations model consciousness, and scientists explore the universe as information. What if reality is computation? What if existence itself runs on a divine code? And what if your mind, your thoughts, dreams, intuitions, is not generating meaning but decoding? From Leibniz to modern physics, the connections are astonishing. Quantum fields, string theory, the holographic principle, all hint at a digital, symbolic universe. You are not a fluke of biology. You are a conscious interface within an infinite operating system. The cosmos is not dead matter, it is conscious code. And your awareness is a syntax in that divine language. So the question becomes, what truths are hidden in your mental algorithms? And can you learn to read the code? But if reality is coded, if your thoughts unfold within a pre-established harmony, where is your freedom? This is the paradox Leibniz wrestled with. If all is synchronized, then what is choice? Are you a program, running a divine script, or a conscious co-creator within it? Free will and determinism appear to be opposites, but from a higher vantage, they dissolve into something deeper. Maybe true freedom isn't the ability to do anything. Maybe it's the ability to know your part in the universal song and choose to sing it consciously. Ancient wisdom traditions echo this. The Bhagavad Gita speaks of action without attachment. The Tao flows through us, not from us. The Gospel of Thomas says, if you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. Freedom may not lie in escape from the code, but in alignment with it, in discovering that your will was never separate from the whole. So, is your life a pre-written story, or is it a sacred improvisation in the melody of the divine? And now, the return. If your mind is a monad, a mirror of infinity, then to awaken is to reflect that infinity consciously. The final frontier is not space, it is self. The inward gaze reveals the geometry of being. What you seek is not out there, but already encoded within you. This is not the end of the journey, it is the beginning. To know that your awareness is not an accident, but an axis upon which the cosmos turns is to begin the work of revelation. You are not just alive. You are a conscious aperture of the divine, not in theory, but in essence. So ask yourself, what parts of you remain asleep? What mirrors remain clouded? When you begin to see with the eyes of the monad, the world does not change. You do, and through that change, all reality begins to reflect something new. What if your mind is not what you think it is, not just a network of neurons, not just a product of chance, biology, and evolution, but something solder, something cosmic? A mirror, yes, but not of the world around you, a mirror of the entire universe itself. Think about it. If your mind is a mirror, what is it truly reflecting? Is it the world, or something far deeper, the divine pattern beneath all things? From the moment we are born, we are trained to look outward, to touch, to see, to measure. But what if the most powerful tool you possess isn't your hands or your eyes or even your intellect? What if it's awareness itself? Centuries ago, one man dared to ask this question, not a mystic in robes, not a prophet in the desert, but a mathematician, a logician, a man who believed that numbers, if followed deep enough, would lead not to equations, but to eternity. His name was Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, and buried within his writings lies a key. In the 17th century, Leibniz proposed a theory so strange, so staggering it was dismissed by most of his peers. He called it monadology. According to Leibniz, the universe is not made of matter. It is not built from atoms. It is built from monads. What are monads? They are not particles, they are not cells. They are conscious units of perception, indivisible, eternal, and reflective. Each monad, he claimed, is a unique point of view, a microcosm of the entire cosmos. In other words, you are not inside the universe. The universe is inside you. This is no metaphor. Monads do not interact through physical force. Instead, they operate through pre-established harmony, a metaphysical synchronization so perfect it eliminates the need for causality as we know it. And here's the truly mind-bending part. Leibniz believed that every monad reflects the entire universe in its own way, meaning your consciousness right now is a unique lens on infinity, a private mirror, to everything that ever was and everything that ever will be. To modern ears, this sounds like poetry, not science. But look closer. Quantum physics speaks of entanglement, particles connected across space and time. The observer effect tells us that perception changes reality. The mystics spoke of Indra's net, a cosmic web where each jewel reflects every other. The Hermetic sages said, as above, so below. Leibniz was not alone. He simply spoke the language of reason in a time that wanted certainty, not mystery. But now the veil is lifting. Stop. Close your eyes. Now imagine this. The universe, in its entirety, is folded inside your consciousness. Every mountain, every star, every forgotten kingdom, encoded not in memory but in being. Leibniz believed that your mind is not just conscious, it is cosmic. It is a monad, reflecting the entirety of existence from a unique angle. You are not a machine. You are not a shadow on the wall. You are the mirror and the light and the seer. This changes everything. What if your moments of insight, those flashes of knowing that come in dreams or meditation or silence, are not anomalies, but reminders? What if déjà vu is not a glitch, but a glimmer of the universe looking back at itself? The ancient mystics said, Tattvamasi. You are that. You are not in the universe. You are the universe condensed into awareness. This is what Leibniz hinted at when he said each monad is without windows. It doesn't perceive the world by receiving input. It unfolds reality from within. Your reality is not downloaded from outside, it is rendered from within. And that means you hold within you the potential to reshape the very way reality manifests. But if this is true, why don't we know it? Why? Does it feel like the mind is a cage, not a cathedral? The answer is simple and tragic, because those in power rarely trust what they cannot measure, and consciousness. It refuses to be measured. In Leibniz's time, the world was shifting. Empiricism, reductionism, Newtonian physics, all were on the rise. The soul was inconvenient, the spirit unscientific, and Leibniz, for all his genius, found his most daring ideas buried beneath his mathematical triumphs. We remember him for calculus, not for consciousness. Why? Because a society built on control fears inner power.